Okay, so I welcome you all to today's session. Um, so before starting with today's topics, I would just like to, you know, brush up what we did yesterday. So basically, we went through some substitution techniques. Yes. So what is the substitution techniques? In substitution techniques, all the plain text bit patterns, yes, are replaced with the ciphertext bit pattern. So we will take a key, okay, and using that key, we will apply that key on the plain text, and we will, convert each bit of that plain text to its corresponding ciphertext. Okay, so that is what substitution technique is all about, and this is one of the techniques of symmetric key encryption. Okay, so symmetric key encryption has two types of techniques. One is substitution technique and one is transposition technique. We covered substitution technique. Now again, in substitution techniques we have different types of substitution techniques. Okay, we discussed two out of okay, we out of which we discussed only two. One was the Caesar cipher. We saw it's working already here, where we would shift the bits. Okay, we will replace the plain text characters with the ciphertext characters based on the formula. Okay, p plus k mod 26. And we also went through the disadvantages of this uh, technique. Then we discussed the Playfair cipher. Yes. So in Playfair cipher, we considered a matrix, 5 by 5 matrix. We placed the key first, and then the leftover cells were being, you know, filled up by the remaining alphabets from A to Z in a way that no character is repeated, no alphabet is repeated. I hope you all remember this. Um, then we try to split the plain text in pairs. Okay, so in a pair means two, so we will consider two letters, okay, in a group which we call pair. And at the last, if we consider this plain text, at the end were left with only one character, so that was not a pair. So to complete the pair, we just chose a dummy variable, dummy alphabet, which was Z. Okay, you can choose any other variable. So here we chose Z. Then we, after completion of the pairs, we applied, we went through three rules. Okay, we went through three rules. First was, what if both the characters, both the alphabets in the pair belongs to one column? Okay, what if both the alphabets in the pair of the plain text belongs to a single row? And what if they neither belongs to a single row or a single column? That means neither of the two above rules are satisfied. Um, uh, so we went through these three rules. Okay, and based on that, we tried to uh, convert the plain text to an encrypted form, which we call the ciphertext. Was it clear till here? Have I shared this material with you all in Google Classroom? I don't remember. Someone please say. Share
No,
for
ma'am.
Nai Kora, no? Okay, I will share it by today evening. Okay, I will share this material along. Okay, I'll share it. Just hold on. Okay, so today we will discuss a new technique, which is the transposition technique. Okay, so basically the difference between substitution and transposition technique is that in substitution we substitute the plain text characters with the ciphertext characters. Okay, we replace them. We replace them based on some key values to ciphertext. Fine. In transposition, we will not do replacement. We will not do substitution. We will rather do rearrangement. We will rearrange the alphabets or the characters in the plain text. Okay, we will rearrange the order of the bits. Okay, we will rearrange the order of the bits of the plain text to get the ciphertext. Fine. So we will see how we do that. For that, we will be discussing two techniques again. Okay, one is row transposition and the other is the Feistel cipher. So first we'll go through the row transposition. So I have an example for you here. Okay, so I'll directly explain the example so that you can get a clear vision of what row transposition ciphers are about. Okay, see, we have a plain text. Okay, let's just look at the example here. So we have a plain text here, which is information security. Fine. And then we have a key. Okay. So the key can be any number. Okay. It can be any number. It should be an integer number, and it should be between, every digit must be between 0 to 9. So it is obvious digits are always, we consider decimal digits. So it will be 0 to 9. So the length of the key can be anything. Okay. You can have a 1-digit number. You can have a 2-digit number. You can have a 3-digit, 4-digit, 5-digit. So in my example, I have a key of 5 digits. So you can have a key of any digits, provided, every digit lies between 0 to 9. And, is that fine? And every digit must be a positive integer. Okay. So here I have chosen one key. Okay. 43125. Okay. So say the user or the sender wants to, send this plain text, okay, to the receiver, and accordingly he or she has chosen this 5-digit number as the key. Now this particular plain text, with by application of this particular key, needs to be converted to, just hold on. Okay, bear up because of the disturbance. Acha ji nahok. So we are to convert this plain text. Punya sa, so be.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so we are to convert this plain text to ciphertext. Fine, on application of this by using this key. Okay, so as I said, there's no restriction on what key to use. It can be any number. It can be any digit number. You can any number of digits for the key. Okay, provided every digit lies between 0 and 9. 0 to 9. Okay, now so let's start with the working procedure. See, with whatever how depending on the number of digits of your key, okay, that many that many rows and that many columns must be constructed. That means you will be, even in here, just like in Playfair, you will be constructing a matrix. Okay, we will be using matrix even in here. Fine. And the size of the matrix, okay, will be, it will depend on how many digits you have used in the key. So since I have 5 digits here, so, and please remember that any matrix you use must be a square matrix. Square matrix means number of rows and number of columns must be same. Okay, the order of rows and columns must be same. So if you take 5 rows, you must have 5 columns. And since I have 5 digits in this number, so my matrix will be 5 by 5. Okay, so you need to have 5, those many number of rows and columns as the number of digits you consider for the key. Okay, so here first I will place the key as I have chosen. Okay, 43125. Fine. Then what I will do is I will now place the plain text. Please do not confuse Playfair with row transposition. In Playfair, we placed the key inside the matrix. Yes, and then we tried to fill up the blank spaces with all alphabets from A to Z, provided no alphabet is repeated. So that was the procedure in Playfair. Here we will be placing the plain text in the matrix. So serially, okay, from left to right, you just go on filling every row. Okay, row wise. So here if you see, I have filled in information security till here. Okay, till the 1 2 3 4 fourth row, fourth column. So till fourth row, fourth column, all my values are, all my cells are filled up. Then I will be left with this many blanks. Okay, I will be left with these blanks, this and this. Okay, so this will be blank. Fine. Then what I have done is I have chosen any dummy alphabet. Okay, once you fill up all the plain text in the matrix, then you will be left with some blank spaces. Again, even in here, you need to fill up the blank spaces. So for that, you can choose any alphabets you wish to. Okay, you can choose any alphabet. There can be repetition, there may not be repetition, it is up to you. Here I have chosen those alphabets that have not been repeated in the plain text. Okay, so I have chosen B, P, X, D, G and Z. These are those alphabets which I have randomly chosen, and I have avoided repetition of the alphabets in my example. Okay, So there might be repetition, that there's not, there's no limit, restriction in choosing the dummy alphabets. Okay. Now, once I fill up my entire matrix first with the plain text and then with the dummy alphabets, I get the entire matrix. Now what you will do is, as I said, this is rearranging. Transposition means you are rearranging the order of bit positions. Okay, so here we are not substituting or replacing the alphabets by some other alphabet. No, we will simply rearrange the positions. So what you will do is, as you see, you have a 5-digit number here. So you will be accordingly arranging the digits of the number in serial order, that is in ascending order. Okay, from smaller to the bigger alphabet, a bigger number digit. Okay, so you will consider the key, and that key needs to be arranged in ascending order first. So as you can see, I have all the numbers serially. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5. So I have arranged those in ascending order. Okay, now after you arrange the, you are rearranging, actually you are rearranging the digits of the key in ascending order. Fine. Now, based on this arrangement, what you will do is, you will look, into the rows that are pointed by those particular digits. That means, first, what do I have? I have 1. So what is the row that is being pointed by 1? I have these characters in row 1. Okay, that is F, T, E, T, D. Fine. So here, first, for 1, you will be placing all the alphabets row wise. Okay, so for 1, I will be considering the entire row, all the alphabets belonging to that particular row. So I have F, T, E, T, D. So I have placed it here. I have made it bold so that you can differentiate. So this is for 1. Then I have 2. So what are the alphabets belonging to the this particular row? I have these alphabets, that is O, I, C, Y, G. So if you can see, I have placed it accordingly, O, I, C, Y, G. So these characters are from the row pointed by 2. Next I have 3. So for 3 I have NASI6 X, sorry, NASIX. So again this is for 3. Then I have 4. What do I have in 4? IMNRP. So this is IMNRP. And then I have 5. So this is the last row. Okay, RUB, ROUBZ. So this is the last row. So accordingly, if you can see, row wise, okay, first you are to place, you are to construct a matrix, and the size of the matrix will be determined by the number of digits of the key used. Fine. And it should be a square matrix, so number of rows and number of columns must be same. In my case, I have used a 5-digit number, so my matrix will be 5 by 5. So here I will be placing the plain text serially, row wise, okay, 1 by 1, column wise, row wise, and then the leftover cells will be filled up by dummy alphabets, and you don't have any restrictions on the alphabets to be used. You can use any alphabet. Fine. So from here I have used, I have filled in 6 alphabets in 6 cells. Now the only thing that you have to do is, you have to now rearrange the digits. Okay, you have to rearrange the digits of the key serially. That means from ascending to descending. Okay, so here from smaller to the bigger number, I have rearranged the bits, and accordingly, based on the digits, okay, we will be considering the rows. Okay, we will consider the rows pointed by this particular digit. So for 1 we have this, for 2 we have this. So serially we will go on placing the rows one by one based on this arrangement, and then we will get the ciphertext. So that is all. This is very easy. There's nothing much to understand. It is very easy. Okay, and please do not confuse Playfair with row transposition. Is that fine? Is it clear till here?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. See, now so far, okay, talking about the Caesar cipher, then Playfair, those Caesar cipher, Playfair cipher belongs to the substitution technique. Then just now we discussed about one transposition technique, which is the row transposition technique. So all these 3 types of ciphers, all these 3 types of techniques are actually stream ciphers. Okay. So just wait. So what is a stream cipher actually? It is that type of encryption where the conversion of the plain text is performed by taking, streams of the plain text. Okay, here we consider streams. Okay, we take character by character, we take streams of the plain text and we convert them to the key to ciphertext. Okay, so you may consider this to be character by character or byte by byte. So here we will consider, as you have seen already in Caesar cipher, also in Playfair and in row transposition, we have whether it is substitution method or whether it is transposition, as in case of row transposition. Here we have you know uh, what you say we have performed encryption by converting the plain text stream by stream or byte by byte. Okay, stream means a character, so byte by byte or stream by stream to get the ciphertext. Okay, so the next type of cipher, so we have two types of cipher. One is the stream cipher and one is the block cipher. So all these three techniques that we have discussed till now are the stream ciphers. Okay, because they process on the plain text on the basis of streams to convert them to the ciphertext. Now we will look at another type of cipher, which is the block cipher. Okay, this is one this is another transposition technique. Okay, of symmetric key encryption. Okay, but this technique makes use of block cipher. So what is block cipher? In contrast to stream cipher, which converts the plain text to ciphertext by processing them in terms of streams or bytes, block cipher will consider one block at a time. It will consider one block. It will be taking a message. Okay, it will be taking a plain text. It will break the plain text into blocks and it will do the processing block by block. Okay, so the block will consist of some characters. Okay, so it will also consist of some characters. So it will process the plain text in terms of blocks, one after the other, and not stream by stream. So this is what block cipher does. So we will be discussing one such block cipher technique, which is the Feistel block cipher. Okay, so you see here. So we will be discussing the encryption process here. Okay, to see in Feistel block cipher, as I said, we will be dividing the plain text into blocks. So let me just let me just maximize the size of this so that you can view it properly. Okay, is the diagram visible to all? The writing, the markings, everything?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, just understand. Okay, see, in Feistel cipher, what we do is, I will directly start with the procedure and then I will explain in short. Okay, so what we will do is here, first we will consider a plain text. Okay, we will consider a plain text block. So as I said, we will be processing every plain text block by block. So first you will be taking one block of the plain text. Okay, then that particular block will first be divided into two parts. Okay, two halves. One will be the left half and the other will be the right half. Fine. So you will be breaking the plain text in the block into two halves. One is the left and one is the right. Okay, so here you have the left most significant bits and here you have the right least significant bits. Okay, now what we will do is, we now also remember that in Feistel cipher, processing is done in rounds. So we will have some rounds, okay, in this procedure. Okay, the processing of every block will be done in some number of rounds. So here we have many rounds and the number of rounds depends on the okay, so here the number of rounds will depend on the algorithm that you will be using. So as you know that in symmetric encryption we will be using algorithms, okay, and those algorithms will be using these techniques. So depending on that algorithm used, you will have different number of rounds for processing, okay, every block. Okay, so here you see we first come to the round one. So in round one, what we will do is, as I said, the plain text block, okay, we have divided the plain text into blocks, which is the basic, by definition, it is the, this is how actually block cipher is defined. We divide the block message into blocks. Then starting with round 1, we will divide the message into 2 parts, left and right. Then talking about round 1, what happens is, you see, left part will be left as it is, okay. The right part of the message will be, okay, fed into a function. Okay, so here we will be performing some function based on the algorithm that you use. It can be any function, any logical function, okay, any mathematical function. So we will be performing some function here, okay. And this function, to this function we will be feeding this right half of the plain text as input, and also we will be choosing a key. See, to convert plain text to ciphertext, you need a key. Even in here we will be requiring keys, okay. So just as we break the plain text, even in here the master key, we will have one master key, and that master key will be broken down into multiple keys, sub keys, okay. And for each round we will be using one different sub key, okay. So for every round, the rounds depends on number of rounds depends on the algorithm that you will be using, okay. And for every round we will be using one unique key, and each of these unique keys will be generated from the master key, the original key, okay. So these are just the sub keys of the original key, okay. So as I said, the rightmost part of the plain text will be fed into a function as input, and the second input to the function will be the key, okay. So this is actually a function, okay, on the key and the right part of the plain text, okay. So whichever key you have chosen, that key and the rightmost part will be fed into the function, some operation will be performed, okay. Then the result obtained, okay, the result obtained will be XORed with the left part of the message. XORed means we will perform exclusive OR operation, okay. We will be performing exclusive OR operation here. So this is one logical operation, okay. So this exclusive OR operation will be performed on the left part of the plain text, and the result obtained after performing the function on the key and the right part, okay. So now you finally get one output here, okay. You finally get one output after this entire process. You get one output, and even in here you have the rightmost part, okay. Then we are complete with, so we are done with round 1. So this is what we will be performing in every round, okay. You divide the plain text into 2 parts, left, right. Keep the left part untouched, okay. Take a function, feed the right part and the key for that particular round, okay, into a function. You get a result. Now that result will be XORed, okay, with the left part of the message, and then again you get one new result, okay. Now this newly obtained message we will swap this now, okay. Now for the next round, okay, for the next round, this result obtained from the left side will be shifted to the right side, and the original right side message will be shifted to the left side. So we have done a swapping here, if you can see, okay. So the original right side, the right part of the message plain text will be shifted to the left part for round 2, and the result obtained here will be shifted towards right for round 2. Again, now we start with round 2 processing. Again, even in round 2 we will be using a unique key which has been generated from the master key itself, okay. Again the same thing will be done, okay. So you now take the right part of the part of the result that has been obtained from round 1, then you again feed it to the function along with the key, okay, new key. You get a result from this, then that result, and the left part of the round 2 we have to perform exclusive OR operation on that. Again we get a result from here. Again you swap it, okay. Your round 2 is complete. Again you do the swapping. The right part becomes left to the next round, and the left part becomes right for the next round, and this will continue. So every round will consist of this function, okay. This processing will be done for every round, and this will continue until all the number of rounds are completed. And as I said, number of rounds depends on what algorithm you are using, okay. In symmetric key encryption you have many algorithms. Like you have DES, which we call DES. You have DES, you have triple DES, you have AES, you have blowfish. There are many. Okay, so each of these algorithms will be making use of either string cipher techniques or block cipher techniques. Okay, and those algorithms which make use of block cipher techniques, they have to make use of the Feistel cipher. And in Feistel cipher, you have many rounds. So that particular algorithm will determine how many rounds to be used. But you have to remember, depending on the number of rounds, you must have different number of keys. Okay, so that how many keys you will be using, that depends on the number of rounds that you will have in your algorithm, and that many processing needs to be done. Okay, so finally, okay, we will get the ciphertext block. Okay, so this is all about Feistel structure. Okay, is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Actually there is a lot
Yes,
of
ma'am.
operations happening inside. There will be substitutions also, there will be permutations also. Actually the process is very big, but it is, you know, out of the context of your syllabus. In your syllabus you don't need all this. I will simply, you know, go through the basics. So you don't have to go through the algorithms because they are very lengthy. You will be getting these in cryptography, in those type of subjects which are purely based on cryptography only. Okay, so for the time being, you have to only know what cryptography is, the different types of techniques that we use. Okay, symmetric, asymmetric. Again, what are the different types of techniques? You know, encryption and decryption techniques we used in symmetric. Okay, and in asymmetric we also have hashing. We will also go through hashing in the next class. So this is all. Okay, so you simply have to go through the note, nothing else. Simply go to the note, and here I have given one difference between substitution cipher and transposition cipher. Okay, just go through it. Okay, do you have any doubt regarding today's class for row transposition and Feistel cipher? Any doubt?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay,
No,
I'm
ma'am.
taking the attendance fast. Acha. We will meet next week then. Acha, attendance to Didwa. Ankuran present. Kashyap.
Ase, ma'am.
Present, ma'am.
Sankalpita. Then Tutumuni. Kaushik. Abhinash.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Pune kole yes ma'am. Kaushik.
Kaushik.
Ujjal. কি হৈছে ষ্টুডেণ্টবিলাকৰ লং ক্লিয়াৰ কোনোবাই ৰেছপন্ড কৰি দিবা না অন বিহাফ ওকে অংকুৰন হেজ ৰেজড হিজ হেণ্ড ওকে ওকে দোজ হু কেনট ৰেছপন্ড ওকে জাষ্ট ৰেজ ইয়োৰ হেণ্ডছ
Sankalpita was the ma'am.
আছে
Sankalpita. Oh.
আচ্ছা টুটুমনি নাই ন ঠিক আছে উজ্জ্বল নাই লং ক্লিয়াৰ নিপু পল্লৱ জ্যোতি দাস
Yes, ma'am.
Baglari, Jennifer, Sahil, Siddharth,
Present, ma'am.
Yambam, Zulfikar, Nabojit. I can easily skip them. Rahul,
Yes, ma'am.
Ankita, Prashant.
Present, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am,
Present,
Ankita.
ma'am.
Disu. Safir,
Yes, ma'am.
Khirut, Barsha,
Present, ma'am.
Sarhon, Partha. Itu ase dekisu. ঠিক আছে have I given attendance to all? Please check. Saloke disu na? Next week log pam. Take care till then. And I will share the materials by evening. Okay.
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 Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye.